you kidding? Guys disagreeing on the court and being vocal about it, and people having to step in. That actually means they care.
On today's Wind Up Wednesday edition of the Odd Coaches podcast, Dr. Adams and Coach Francis discuss the Lakers' struggle, give their continued thoughts on Ben Simmons, comment on the NBA's 75th anniversary players, as well as provide other musings. Welcome to today's show. Dr. Keith Adams is the president of the CCA Safe Project, a nonprofit organization designed to assist student athletes and the people who work with them through educational and professional development. He is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college levels. He has won numerous championships and epitomizes professionalism. Coach Mike Franchise Francis is one of the most successful football and basketball coaches in the state of Maryland. He too is a career academic and athletic leader with close to 30 years of experience on the high school and college level and is self-admittedly a little rough around the edges. Both men have mentored countless student athletes, teachers, and coaches using their unique methods and approaches to leadership. Both men also share a unique and special friendship that was cultivated often through their unique perspective of life and leadership. Dr. Adams through his extensive educational background and Coach Francis through his life experiences. Can these two men share a podcast without driving each other crazy? Welcome to the Odd Coaches podcast.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Wind Up Wednesday edition of the Odd Coaches podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and with me today is my tag team partner, the Wahoo McDaniel, to my Mark Youngblood in the 1986 Crockett Cup tournament, the icon, the showstopper, the main event, and the reason why we are here, Coach Mike Francis. And Coach loved Wahoo McDaniel, and that's where Flair got the chop from, because Wahoo did the chop the way Flair did it, and man, did he make some skin raw. How you doing today, sir?
Chief Wahoo.
Legitimate chop, and don't make Wahoo mad. That's a shoot.
Doing well.
All right. So we've got a lot going on with the NBA and college sports and all of that. So our Wednesday edition, we tend to stick to basketball, and I'm kind of excited about that because we are in basketball season. So tagging you in, Coach, what's on your mind, sir?
As far as the NBA is concerned, man, the Lakers and this whole situation that they had on the bench the other day, that's on my mind. I'm not even thinking about that dude in New York, New Jersey, point guard up there. That's all I'm gonna call him. But yeah, so it seems like the league is off to an okay start, and the dude in Philadelphia, the non-point guard. I'm not even gonna say his name. There are issues too. It's like too many distractions.
So I'm glad you brought up the Lakers because, the Lakers are off to a rocky start, whatever 0-2 is at the time of our taping.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to talk about the Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard getting involved in a heated exchange. I've coached a long time. You've coached a long time.
Yes, sir.
When I say that was a hot bit of nothing, and I guess the media's bored, then I guess the media's bored because, man, that's Tuesday
no shit.
At one of my practices.
Are
you kidding? Guys disagreeing on the court and being vocal about it, and people having to step in. That actually means they care. So I don't know how you feel, Coach, and I want to, give you a chance to say something. But man, that was a non-story for me. And we got Magic tweeting, "Never in my 40 years dealing with the Lakers have I ever had." Man, come on, bro. People disagree, and keep it moving.
Yes, I'm sure the Lakers had disagreements when Magic was there. Come on. And to me, I need to know you got some energy. I need to know that this matters to you. I need to know that, man, well, let's get this right. And when you have those that's communication, unfortunately. I didn't exactly agree with AD going and standing over top of him. Like, I don't know if AD was trying to, show he was more important or he had the upper hand or what he says should be different. But Dwight Howard went and sat down. You know what I mean? The way it looked to me. Dwight went and sat down. And I think maybe it was over who was sitting where, because it looked like AD went to sit there and he touched the seat like, motherfucker, you had his seat. You know what I mean? Like, and then they went and got at it. And it was like, but it wasn't nothing. You know, it wasn't nothing that should have been reported like it was. Oh, the Lakers are in dismay. Like, that's two alpha males having a conversation.
Applesauce.
Right. Alfalfa, stop.
Applesauce, alfalfa, applesauce. So that leads me, and I swear, I think we're finished talking about it, and then something else happens. So we talked about Ben Simmons last week, and we thought Ben Simmons finally woken up and said, all right, let's do business the right way, and let's shut our mouths, and let's see how far we can get it. And then rumor has it that he didn't sub into a drill. He had sweatpants on and a cell phone in his pocket. We got Joel Embiid saying, I'm not paid to babysit. And then we got a couple of days later where now, and we're not making light of any of this, but it's mental health issues. And all of it is, at the end of the day, a distraction.
Big time.
Just trying to play basketball. His teammates are trying to be good teammates. Coach, how would you even handle this now? Do you just get pennies on the dollar, or do you sit and hold it? What do you think, man?
I would have got pennies on the dollar in June. Man, I'm going through this damn soap opera, this dude, man. First of all, he would have never got pennies from me because he's not a damn point guard. Can we please end that whole thing? This all thinking because they didn't soup this man up and got his head believing he's something he ain't. There is no price. There's no, you know how they say blanks on the bull? When you got a point guard that won't shoot, that's what you got.
Yeah. I am almost at a loss for this because there's the business aspect of this guy's in the middle of a contract, and we have to look after the Philadelphia 76ers. And then there's also you're just kind of in the way right now. So I just know that the owners, whenever the collective bargaining agreement is up, and I think in an upcoming show, I'm actually going to do the research, and we'll have a talk about when the CBA is up and what we anticipate. We're creating segments as we talk, but it's really disappointing that we're at this point, because on the flip side, you haven't heard a thing from John Wall. Houston knows John Wall is not going to be a part of what they're doing. John Wall knows that he's not going to be a part, but instead of sulking and pouting, he's working out, he's doing whatever he needs to do, and Houston's looking for a deal. And that's how you do business when you leave a territory. Ben Simmons, let's look at it from this end. If you trade for him, do you really want to bring that to your locker room? The scouting report on Ben Simmons throughout his time, whether it was in college or any place else, says things must revolve around him. And quite frankly, that's exhausting. That's just quite frankly exhausting in terms of trying to just win ball games, because that's what we're paid to do. We're paid to win ball games. So it's not fun. I got to think it's going to keep coming up. And, to close this segment, notice who we didn't talk about. And that's Brooklyn, baby. And we'll be right back after this short break.
Dr. Keith Adams, president of the CCA Safe Project's book, Finding the Balance, My Personal Journey to Academic and Athletic Success, is being released on November 15, 2021. The book serves as both a memoir of Dr. Adams' 30-year academic and athletic career, as well as an instructional guide to assist student-athletes, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators navigate through the challenges of finding a better balance between academic and athletic success. The book includes numerous personal stories and anecdotes from Dr. Adams, along with numerous former players and colleagues, including former George Mason standout, Baller and Campbell. You can order your copy at www.ckasafeproject.org. From the main page, simply click CKA Safe Project Services and order the Find the Balance book. For more information, contact Dr. Keith Adams by email at cka@ckasafeproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast in 72. We will start the first of many discussions we will have about the NBA 75th anniversary team. So what many fans know, and it's been out there, the NBA released is 75th anniversary team selected for being pioneers that help shape, define, and redefine the game. That is from the NBA itself. We're going to discuss this in segments in terms of current players, maybe by position, maybe by decades. I don't know, but I know the first thing I want to do is have this conversation with my tag team partner about current players. And there were 11 current players. And how we want to do this on the OCP is there a debate? And if there's a debate, that kind of will tell you, similar to when we did the Hall of Fame, where we actually had to look back at stats, which lets you know whether or not you should be in the Hall of Fame or not.
Right.
Coach, are we ready? Because we're going to go in alphabetical order, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Giannis Antetokounmpo is... Giannis gave me pause too. We will just leave it at that and see how the segment continues to go. Number 2, and again, it is by alphabetical order. Is there a debate? Should Carmelo Anthony be on the 75th anniversary team?
Yes.
We have a debate, sir. Okay. So we have 2 debates so far. 3, should Stephen Curry be on the 75th anniversary team?
Yes.
No debate there, man. That guy should be on the team. So I am making a note that we have starred Giannis. We have starred Carmelo.
Yes.
4, Anthony Davis. What do you think?
No, he shouldn't be on the 75th team.
We are having a debate about Anthony Davis too.
What?
Heck no, he shouldn't be. Or no, all 75th.
Okay,
team.
all right. Well, then we agree on that. Okay, all right. When you say we having a debate, I thought me and you.
No.
That guy ain't going there.
Are you kidding me? First of all, the guy's played for a week and a half. Okay, you can't be in if you can't play a whole season.
He got
we're not gonna go.
He done played 2 months and 2 seasons.
The boy's 17 years old, and they got this boy to all. Anyway, Kevin Durant. Do we have a debate about? Heck, Durant's in there, absolutely.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
James Harden. What do you think, sir? I see the pause. I'm going to put a star. Instead, we're going to pause on Harden because I too paused. LBJ, LeBron James. Should he be on the team? Of course, he should be on the team. Come on, man. It's water wet. I'm done with you. All right. Kawhi Leonard.
Yes, he should be on the team.
We're going to have a debate about Kawhi Leonard. All right. Okay. I don't want to be. And by the way, when we say this, we're not saying anybody's a bum. This is about the all-time
75
anniversary team.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
It's the Hall of Fame. Same thing, man. Like, come on.
I had to say it because number 9, and again, alphabetical order, Dame Lillard.
No.
Should he be? I am in agreement with you as well, so I'm going to do that. You might have talked me into this guy. So Chris Paul.
Yes.
75th anniversary team.
Yes.
I'm going to give a soft yes, but I'd like to look at a few more stats and a few more players because Tiny Archibald is on the all 75th team. And these are the kind of things that I need to go back and look. That's why I say who's debatable. I'm going to pause there, but man, Chris Paul's body of work. I mean, yeah, but Chris Paul, I'm going to say yes, but I do need to check. And then the final current active player, Russell Westbrook. What are we thinking, Coach?
Hell to the no.
Yeah. I am in agreement with you on Russell Westbrook. Again, fans on audio don't see us on video.
Come on, man.
This is going to be fun because we're going to track this throughout, the next few episodes, and we're going to try to have intelligent debate. The next time we do this, we'll probably mention some of the guys that were off the list. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Any final thoughts before we move to our last segment, sir?
This is crazy. If you look at that list, this guy's, I mean, they took the whole 50. It's actually 76 people because they tied whoever was the last person, which I can't remember who it was, but because the list is alphabetical now. But yeah, so some of the guys that was on the 50 maybe shouldn't have been on the 50, and now they're on, because they doubled it up. Like I gotta look at some of these guys, these old guys, and wonder how they still, if you're gonna, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So I've got to ask you this because Michael Wilbon brought this up on PTI because he was one of the voters for this, and he had mentioned on air, so I'm not making this up. You can check the episode out, how challenging it was. And one of the things that many of the Hall of Famers said is we can't take anybody off the 50 because at that time they were considered that. So how can we be disrespectful to that process and take people off? So they're really looking at adding 25.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Three guys that came to my mind were Bernard King,
BK Brawler,
and he wasn't on there, and Grant Hill wasn't on there, and then people had mentioned Tracy McGrady. So again, we're not going to have that segment now, but that's kind of how we're looking at it. We're looking at it from the perspective of we're not prisoners of the moment. We have been involved in basketball in some shape, facet, or form for over 40 years as legitimate fans and now as coaches and consultants and so forth. So this is going to be fun. And thank you, NBA, for giving us, some content. Coach, anything to add?
Yeah, those two of those threes you mentioned, we're not talking about their college career now. Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady, we're not talking about their college career. They had great college careers, but
Tracy didn't go to college.
Well, I mean, okay, I'm sorry. Grant Hill himself did not live up to expectations to me in the NBA, and no, he shouldn't be on this team. I don't care what nobody said. He didn't.
We are going to have a lot of fun with this, but we will be back right after this short break.
The vision of the CCA Safe Project is to use the combination of academics and athletics as a catalyst to lifelong success. Thus, the CCA Safe Project works to improve student-athlete academic and athletic performance by assisting student-athletes with transitional and transferable skills such as time management and organizational skills, along with the ability to self-advocate to help improve performance. However, we cannot do our work without the help of supporters like you. Consider donating to the CCA Safe Project. We accept tax-deductible contributions in a number of ways, including Venmo and Cash App at CCA Safe Project, or directly at the main page of our website, www.ckasafeproject.org. Simply click the donate button. We thank you in advance for your continued support.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches podcast, and in segment 3 of our Wind Up Wednesday episode, we're kind of going all over the place. I wanted to bring this up formally with my partner because Huggy Bear himself, Bob Huggins, he mentioned that the major conferences should ditch the NCAA tournament altogether and kind of do what the Power 5 conferences do in football and control everything. So my question for my tag team partner is Bob Huggins right that major conferences should ditch the NCAA tournament? What say you, sir?
I know it's just a suggestion to get things started. Bob Huggins is a very smart man, and there's a goal behind it. And, he's just planting a seed for something further on. So he's obviously already talked to somebody or some people who probably already researched it to come up that maybe the universities can make more money doing it on their own, to be honest with you. That's what I think about it. Football did it. As we talked about, football was trying it. If they avoid the tournament, they're going to get the views. It's not like people are not going to watch. You got the best teams, the Power 5, the amazing conferences. Of course, they're going to have their own tournament. Maybe it should be their own tournament. Then you get rid of some of these lower level teams, the debate. Just take this top 64 out of the major conferences. Have two tournaments. I mean, you think the NCAA gonna get mad about that? That's more notoriety, if you ask me.
Well, now this is why we're odd, because the lens I'm coming from will say, let's pause and think about this. Bob Huggins has been upset many a year in an NCAA tournament by the teams he's trying to exclude.
Yes.
Two, very few things are right in college athletics. I'm going to tell you one thing that's right. It's the NCAA tournament. You know how I know?
Why is it?
Because there's a $10 billion contract out there. There are people who don't even care about sports get their brackets every year. DraftKings, Vegas, Caesars, everybody's making good money. So, and plus, on a personal level, George Mason made it to the Final Four. VCU made it to the Final Four. Butler made it back to back. This ain't football. And basketball people know how that Big East football conference work. Who actually, butters the bread. Okay. It is football that runs everything. And that's why Big East basketball is back as the old Catholic 7 plus a few, because they thought basketball was a little bit more than it really was until it happened. And then they were like, oh, we're sorry. Let us go back in our corner.
Did we do that?
Yeah. Oops, my bad. So I will respectfully disagree with Huggy Bear and say, please don't mess up the NCAA tournament. And you're already messing up with the first four. But hey, whatever. So moving forward, now that we are in the NBA season, because they do play 82 games, even though the teams play 82 games, most players don't. Every week, this is going to be the inaugural OCP NBA Top 5. Just letting you know who we're kind of peeking at. And this will change every week because there's a lot of games and some teams are starting off hot. So I've got the Utah Jazz as my number one team. I got the Chicago Bulls as number 2 this week. I got the New York Knicks as number 3. I've got the Denver Nuggets as number 4. And I got the Golden State Warriors as number 5. On the outside looking in, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Memphis Grizzlies. I know you may not have had a chance to do a franchise 5 for this week.
I can't do
but talk to me after
I
the
can't
first
do
week.
it. I can't do it. It's NBA. These 7 teams that you mentioned, 8 teams that you mentioned, 4 won't even be in the last 16 of the damn thing. It's too early for that. I'm telling you now. Like the only team you mentioned that, well, because the Bucks have history, the Nets maybe because of KD and Harden. I don't see nobody else. Golden State. So those 3 out of 8, the only ones I see actually being able to.
The Wizards are 2-0. Maybe I could have put them in there. All right. This week's games of interest. Thursday, the New York Knicks play Chicago and Memphis plays at Golden State. I'm going to pay attention to those games. And Friday, Indiana plays at Brooklyn and the Clippers play at Portland. Any thoughts on games you may be interested in? Because that's kind of how we have to do the NBA with all of the football and everything going on. I kind of pick some games and I'm like, hey, how are they doing at this point in time? I'll check a box score. But how are you starting to consume the NBA, sir?
Well, my wife makes me consume the Lakers because she loves LeBron James. So anytime they're on, we're watching that game. I have no choice in that one. I lose the remote when LeBron's on. I will watch Thursday. I want to see how that game goes. I mean, the Nets are the Nets, so I love watching KD play. It's like art to me. Watching him score is unbelievable.
Well, you've got me watching the Knicks because you like R.J. Barrett. So I actually want to take time and watch R.J. Barrett because one of the things that I do now that I am out of day-to-day coaching is I do a lot of consulting. And I actually were with several of my former players last night, and they've reached out and was like, hey, can you come watch us play? And I'll be on the road a little bit more this year, just watching games again as things are freeing up. And Definitely wanted to see the Knicks. I want to see the Clippers play Portland. That's why I'm watching it on a Friday when, I don't have to worry about overly getting up on a Saturday.
Hmm.
So that's kind of how we're going to start taking NBA, and we're going to do the same thing with college, where we'll just kind of pick some games that we can actually put into our schedule and give you, the fans, some higher level, hopefully, feedback on what's going on. So on behalf of my tag team partner, Coach Mike Francis, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying so long from the Odd Coaches podcast, and we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. For more information about the CCA Safe Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasafeproject.org. You can follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CCA Safe Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.